How have written characters influenced human civilization? We use written characters as naturally as we use water or air. But what if written characters did not exist? Could the knowledge and stories we know have remained the way they are now? Written characters are one of humanity's great inventions, along with fire, the wheel, the compass, and gunpowder. They are tools that hold our thoughts in a visible form. When we speak, the sound disappears right away. But when we write, our thoughts remain. This is exactly what greatly changed human civilization. Fire keeps people warm, and the wheel allows the world to move farther and faster. In the same way, written characters allow thoughts to travel across time. Thoughts left by people in the past can reach people hundreds or even thousands of years later. That is why we sometimes call the moment when writing appeared the beginning of history. Written characters did not begin with such a grand role. The Sumerians in ancient Mesopotamia created writing for a very practical reason. They used written characters to record buying and selling goods, and to write receipts on clay tablets. As time passed, writing grew beyond simple records. It became a tool for leaving thoughts, creating stories, and building knowledge. It was like a small seed growing into a great tree. Then, could everyone freely use written characters? No, they could not. For a long time, writing was a special kind of power that only a few people could use. There was a big difference between people who could read and write and people who could not. Those who had power sometimes used writing to rule others. Printing technology changed this situation. Instead of expensive materials such as papyrus and parchment, paper that was easier to produce began to be used, and books spread much more widely. People also began to create written characters that were easier to read and tried to include more and more information. As we began recording things through writing, human knowledge could continue to later generations. We call this great change the revolution of civilization, or the revolution of culture created by writing. As books could be made quickly and in large numbers, writing was no longer something only a few people had. More people learned to read and write, and thoughts and knowledge spread quickly. It was like a blocked stream suddenly breaking open and beginning to flow. This is how writing became a bridge that connects human knowledge. Without writing, we might have had to learn everything again from the beginning each time. The experiences of one generation could not have been passed on to the next. Today, we are experiencing another change. We now use pictures together with written characters. Have you ever noticed that when we add an emoji or a simple picture to a message, our feelings are shared more clearly? Words that feel stiff on their own can sound much softer. Pictograms are especially interesting because anyone can understand them even if we speak different languages. When we look for directions or search for a restroom at an airport, we can understand easily just by looking at the pictures, even if we cannot read the words. This might be a sign that writing is changing once again. So, what are written characters really? Are they simply the way we write? Or are they a bridge that connects thoughts? Perhaps written characters are the oldest bridge that connects people. And that bridge still connects us today. What kinds of written characters might appear in the future?